the founder has merely a story and somewhat of a product that is yet to attain proof of concept, and metrics are still super, super early. By the time a founder usually comes back to raise a Series A round, they most likely have attained product market fit. There's traction, and therefore there are metrics you can actually look at and track over a period of time, that how are they evolving. If you're actually getting more and more customers faster than you can service them, that's a great way to know that you've got product market fit. If you're hiring sales and customer support staff faster than you can actually manage, what are the metrics as you evaluate opportunities? Like, what are the metrics you should track? And conversion funnel is really important. That means like how many people come onto your website, of that, how many actually purchase products, how many drop off at the cart level, and finally, how many transact. What's the retention of the business that you are evaluating? What's the M1 retention? What's month 6 retention? What's month 12 retention? And what this means is that how many of the same customers in a month are coming back again in 1 month, 6 months, and 12 months. Now, this is where this we believe can be a very leaky bucket for a lot of companies, because when you're growing in the early days, you're not thinking so much about where the business is coming from. As long as the top line is growing, founders are very happy. But if you actually look at the next level data, who is driving growth for this business? Is it, a small set of customers, or is it a mix of small, your earlier customers who are coming back again and again to make repeat purchases, and also new customers that you are adding? Now, this is what allows you to build a sustainably long-term business, because if you have to go out and acquire a new set of customers every month or every few quarters, then that becomes a little bit like a treadmill business, right? Because finally, in India, the real purchasing power largely lies with the top, let's say 5 to 20 million households, depending on what kind of product and what price points you're selling at, and therefore, you don't have, market is deep, but it's not as deep as what you would have seen or experienced in other markets like say China or the US. So you have to make every customer count. And therefore, it ties back with some of the earlier stuff that we spoke about, that if you have genuinely product market fit, if customers truly love your business, your products, your service, they will keep coming back for more. And even if competitors launch similar products and offerings, your customers will not shift. They will still stay loyal to you and your brand. I guess another really healthy metric to track, which is an easier one, is the revenue growth. There is no formula and rocket science to this. Different businesses have a very different growth trajectory. Some businesses are seasonal, and therefore you may not see month on. But as you will tell, a lot of online enabled businesses today are growing at anything between 10 to 20% or 30% month on month. But I think if you track this revenue trajectory over a period of time, what you should look to see is in June of 21, how has the business grown versus say June of 20? And I'm not really factoring COVID in because that's an anomaly. But otherwise, on a regular ongoing basis, what's worth tracking is what is the year-on-year growth for the business every successive month. The second thing to look at is what is the month-on-month growth. And if it's a seasonal business, then you should see for that quarter, which is high season time, what has been the year-on-year growth for that quarter versus the same quarter in the prior year. The next metric to check is really the margin profile, which we spoke about. And the last point is capital efficiency. Like, how much capital has this business, how much capital has the founder taken to actually deliver this scale? A lot of founders, there are many examples, and the examples of both kinds in the industry. But there are some founders who have got to tremendous scale. Like if you are active on Twitter, you should read Nitin Kamat's Twitter handle. Like he is an active a person on Twitter. But what he say, he's never raised till date. He's never raised a rupee of external institutional capital, and the business has got to tremendous scale on the back of just plowing back the profits into the business. So he was very clear that he will build a business which has very high conversion. It has very high retention, sticky behavior, like customers will keep coming back and will not shift to another brokerage platform because Zerodha will provide them all that they need. It's a business that will grow, but it has its cycles linked to the market. But nevertheless, there is year-on-year growth in the business. It's a very profitable business, very high margin. They won't do any business which hurts the bottom line. And that just is a very liberating feeling, right? So that allows you to grow your business in a very capital efficient way. So that's a question you must ask. How much capital have you taken to get to this stage? And what's your 5-year plan? And how much capital do you anticipate that you will need to hit your 5-year goals?